Okay, so as we move into intermediate ceramics hand building, it's really important to understand that it's really all about the form. Of course, line and shape are what ultimately determine form. Like, I mean, for example, if I take this template and spin it and place it in every location all the way around, it's this, right? It's just spun. This is a circular rendition of this. Now, this being the negative space, this is my actual template, where if I want to make this maquette big, I will start coil building and slide this template into my coil built piece as I go around to try to establish this form. Now, I can repeat this form over and over again in many different iterations, and thus that evokes a set or a series, right? And I can do it in a lot of different ways. I can do it like I just said, we could make it circular, right? We could also basically change some of the proportion in saying that I want to make this thing much wider, but keep it at its same height, right? So I could do that. Still, I could make it round. I could even, if I wanted to, although it gets us away from coil building, but it could be a possibility, I could create this in more of a rectangular or squared off format. All right. But all of these things are definitely in relation to each other or series. Even though I've widened this way out, it is still compromised or composed of this line. So therefore these things are going to relate, are going to work in series. So definite relationship between the silhouette of something or the shape of it, the shape, right? The flat kind of silhouette of it, and the three-dimensional form, right? Those things are related. How do you want to articulate that? You could even make this kind of oval if you wanted to, right? Then that silhouette would actually kind of change as you turn the piece. So that kind of gets into, once we start talking about this three-dimensional object, it becomes more about time and space, whereas these are more about line and shape. And then, translating to this three-dimensional form becomes about, well, of course it's about line and shape, but then it's also more about time and space because it's taking up more space. And it's as if you're repeating this shape at every step of the way, all the way around. And really, to an extent, I mean, that's kind of what coil building is. It's like this virtual tracing of a form through space and through time to get it to take up space. So we can, just as Kaneko did, work through these and put some different surfaces, different but similar surfaces, or totally different surfaces atop of these. But the point that I'm really making right now is that getting down and thinking about shape and line and how those things come together, because our main focus really here is form. And because I'm asking you to make large scale form, that's more difficult, right? You get to see little flaws. Small form, you can kind of hide things, hide your skill level. We're going to push. We're going to make things that are close to 18 inches tall. All right? Okay.